You're listening to the Doc Hardy Show on WPKN 89.5 FM, broadcasting from downtown Bridgeport, Connecticut, out of studio number 1. Our signal reaches Fairfield, Litchfield, and New Haven counties here in Connecticut, Suffolk County and New York's Long Island, and we stream around the world at WPKN. And in the studio, I have a very special guest, Bridgeport's Leira. Leira, how are you today?
Good morning. I'm doing great. How are you?
Good. So we first made contact a few months ago about this interview, and you were kind enough to send me everything I asked for, which doesn't always happen. So good. We're glad to have you in the studio. Now, for the unfamiliar, Leira's sound or music can be heard in over 70 countries across the globe. A lot of people listening to your music. Shout out to you. Congratulations to you.
I can't believe it. I'm so blessed for that. Very humbled about that as well.
So let's talk about the journey a little bit. You said your website says you began to perform in front of crowds at the age of 6.
Yes.
And yet you were, you sang in the church, and that kind of got you going. So let me ask you this, because I hear that a lot when I interview artists, that they started in the church. What is it about performing, singing on Sundays in the church that gives you the drive to want to get where you are now?
Oh my goodness. So singing in the church is just definitely a different experience. It's definitely more heartfelt, a lot of soul, a lot of emotion. To be able to connect to the audience in a different way compared to any other venue is definitely something that is it's very humble. It's very surreal. When it comes to singing in the church, you pretty much just give it your all. And for everyone to be on just one accord, singing, and pretty much not having that perfection. It's like letting it all loose, letting it all out, singing to the God. And it's definitely a different experience. I've definitely feel that singing in the church definitely gives you that drive, that 6th gear, compared to performing anywhere else. And it's pretty much just giving your all, especially to a source, to a power where you actually got the gift from. So to be able to, share your story, your testimony, thanksgiving, and gratitude, not only to the source, but singing it with the crowd, it's been an amazing experience with that. And I've been doing it since I was 5 years old. Over 100 people in the crowds, 200, 300, 400 people. And it's just been an amazing experience starting there.
Now, it says here that you wrote, recorded, and produced your first record by the age of 12.
I did.
So talk to me about that process.
I will never forget it. I remember my father gave me his old MacBook, a hand-me-down. And of course, one of the first DAWs, the first DAWs I worked on was GarageBand. And just fiddling with the different instruments, fiddling with the different tracks, it really helped cultivate that gift in me. And that's where really the passion came from. Like, oh snap, where did this come from? Just writing. And I used to perform my music at 12 in front of friends, family, people at school, my choir teacher. And they saw something in me that was different. So yeah.
That's incredible. Now, you list a lot of influences. Whitney Houston, Mariah Carey, Beyonce, Faith Evans, Brandy, Aaliyah, Mary J. Blige. So that's a lot of... from that group of women, like, what album or albums or even specific songs are, like, really, to this day, you remember hearing, like,
oh my goodness. Well, I can definitely say Mariah Carey, Daydream. 96, 97, I believe. That was around the time I was actually born. So that was special to hear Forever. Oh my goodness, Whitney Houston, Saving All My Love for You. You Give Good Love. Even down to the Bodyguard album. I mean, I was just so inspired to see a strong, powerful woman not only be able to sing these songs, but to be able to act as well. So definitely huge inspirations for me. Beyonce, when it came to Dangerously in Love, the B-Day album, I had to be like 7 or 10. They definitely inspired me, how powerful they are, how strong, empowering, definitely.
Great. Now, you went to school. I guess you studied vocal performance, stage production, acting. What school did you go to?
So I spent my freshman and sophomore year at Brian McMahon in Norwalk.
Okay.
Then fast forward, I actually went to school in Central. Junior, senior year, I graduated 2014. Singing in choirs, directing. At one point, the teacher gave me the curriculum, and I was,
really?
Yeah, actually,
yeah.
Right. Giving me the curriculum, having, being the director, giving people their parts, even, staying after school to give them voice lessons to, make them stronger, and yeah.
So you graduated high school what year?
2014.
Okay, so 2014, you graduated high school, and you released your EP, The Prelude, in 2022.
Yes.
Right. So a lot of people have a dream, and a lot of people specifically say, I want to be a singer, a vocalist, a musician, or whatever, and it never happens. Right. What would you say got you from, I want to do this, I want to do it professionally, to actually making it happen?
So I would really say my biggest inspiration for that would be my mom. After graduating high school, I kind of really didn't have a clue what I wanted to do. Of course, I've always had the dream and the aspirations of being a singer, but I never knew what that looked like. So I tried to figure out what I wanted to do for college. That really didn't work out. I tried to do different, paths and things like that. That didn't really work out until I really sat with my mom, and she's like, listen, you have a gift. You have an ATM in your throat. She used to always joke around.
ATM in your throat. I love it.
She's like, you have a certain gift that, when you sing, it really touches people's hearts, whether it's at a church, whether it's at a venue, at an R&B lounge, no matter what. So she really encouraged me and inspired me. And I will always give credit to another artist. Her name is Stephanie Rivera. And she actually, pursued music before I did. And she was like, girl, you just do it. I have a track, get on it. So when we did the track in 2021, I was like, this booth feels like home. What's going on? And so that's pretty much where it sparked. Where I was like, you know what, this is what I want to do. I've always had this dream since I was a little girl. Let's do it for real. And here I am.
So let's talk about The Prelude. So was there a concept? Was there a message? Did you get some inspiration from above? Like, talk about how the idea was birthed and how you came to produce it.
So I will never forget with it when I was just meditating and I was just talking to God. I'm like, okay, this is what I want to do. What does that look like? And I will never forget hearing like the prelude in my head, in my ear, and just to when you look up the definition of the prelude, that's just the beginning. That's the inception of everything. And that's what I wanted to give my audience, just a little taste of what my sound would sound like, could sound like, and be like. And there it is. It's a 4-track extended play, different styles. We have a little bit of pop, R&B. We have a little bit of, reggaeton, tropical, and then we have a pure R&B sound. I wanted to tap into different stylistic, sounds. So yeah.
A lot of people want to, hit me up. Hey, Doc, can I be on your show? Can I be on your show? In your case, it was your dad. And, when parents hit me up, I'm like, yeah, okay. Here's a parent thinks their kid can sing, right? So, but I know Mark. Mark's a cool guy. So sure, But I think the really thing I look for and why I like to talk to people is it says here that you want to use your voice as an instrument for change.
Yes.
On a broad and global scale.
Oh, yes.
A tool for inspiration on a personal level. And, of course, as a way to bring fans closer to you. But you said two things that resonate with me. A, you want to be a part of positive change. And B, you want to inspire. And that's what this show is about. This show's about positive vibes and inspiration. And everybody complains. We want you to solve your problems and get on with life. So talk about that. Talk about your desire to use your voice for change. What does that look like to you?
when you want to think about like what is your purpose in life, what's your assignment on this earth, what's your vision, and that's just to be a light. And I know with so many gifts that I have, I know this was definitely one of them. Using my voice for positive change, touching the hearts of people, showing that emotion, having the songs be relatable, and having them not only having them resonate with me, but even on a personal scale. When I write my music, I'm very vulnerable. I'm very open. So for someone to be able to connect on that, degree, it just keeps me going. And I hope, really, my message is that you can do what you want to do, have what you want to have, be who you want to be. And as long as you have that drive, that willpower, that consistency, and that passion, that line will shine bright from Bridgeport all the way to South Korea. So that's, why I'm here.
Great. So you performed last summer at the Summer Grooves.
I did.
My man, DJ Wan Kun, who helped me start this radio journey, 6 years ago, was a part of that show. What do you have? Anything coming up this year that you want to share with the listeners that you want them to be aware of?
Yes, so I will be at Seaside Park next month. The next gig that we will be at Seaside for the Summer Groove this year. I'm very excited to attend for a second time. They have been very warm and inviting, and to be able to be asked to come back is very humbling. Is very, I'm very grateful for that as well. Right now, the next thing after that is just shooting the visuals for this project.
Okay.
Right now we're looking for, filmmakers and creative directors and cinematographers to get the vision going. So
is this visuals for the prelude or something else?
So for the prelude,
okay.
We're working on the prelude,
okay.
and then we'll be working on the next project as well this fall.
All right. Should we be looking for a full album from you at some point? Or?
Eventually. I think another EP will be the next step, and then after that we could be thinking about the album.
Okay.
So hopefully 2024, that is something that will happen.
Right. Well, you're on our radar now, so we'll be paying attention, and we'll check you out at the Summer Grooves.
Thank you.
Do you have a date on that? Which Saturday is? Or?
I believe it's August 12th.
August 12th. All right. Got a lot going on August 12th, so that's a busy day. Mm-hmm. Very good. So you gave us a song that we're going to share with the listeners. It's called With You. What do you want to say about the song? What can you tell us about the...
With You is just a very intimate song about, that lover that you just want to be around them. You just... Nothing, it's just everything in life is just on pause, and it's just between you and your other person, and you can't think without them, you can't sleep without them. Everything, it's just,
Okay. Before I play it, how can people follow you on social media? You
can follow me on all streaming platforms at Leira Music _. That's LEIRA Music _. I'm on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube as well. I have an official artist channel.
And your music is is it on all the outlets?
On all streaming platforms, on Apple Music, Spotify, iTunes, Tidal, and all of the others.
Awesome. Leira, it was nice to meet you.
Thank you. The pleasure is mine.
Glad to hear your story. And we're going to share with you, the song's called With You from Leira. Doc on the Doc Hardy Show at WPKN.
Ooh,